Welcome to Free to Cook. In this episode, we're cooking lamb shanks with a red wine jus and mashed potatoes. This is a hearty, bold, delicious winter meal. With a little tender love and care, you can turn these shanks into some of the most tender meat, topped off with a rich red wine jus. To start off with, we want to prep the veg that will be used to add flavour to the lamb shanks as they braise. Skin and roughly chop one onion. Top and tail a couple of carrots, then roughly chop them. Take one stalk of celery and roughly chop. Skin 3 cloves of garlic, then, you guessed it, roughly chop them. You'll also need a couple sprigs of thyme and rosemary. Lastly, 1 bay leaf. Place a Dutch oven on high heat. If you don't have one of these, you can use any roasting tray with a lid. Once it's up to temperature, add some olive oil before placing your lamb shanks in the dish to brown. You want to brown these off to kickstart the cooking process. Make sure to season with salt and pepper. Once one side is browned, turn them over. These are looking nicely browned. Repeat this step if you're going to do more shanks. We want to make sure we get all that great flavour off the bottom of the pot. Deglaze the pot using some chicken stock. Now add your onions and garlic. Cook these until they begin to soften. Add the carrots and celery. Let them cook off for a short time. Next, add your thyme, rosemary and bay leaf. Cook for a couple minutes so the herbs can begin to release their flavours. Pour in 1 can of diced tomatoes and stir through. For a hearty punch of flavour, add half a bottle of red wine. Stir and bring to the boil. Add the shanks to the Dutch oven, making sure the meaty ends face down. Finally, add some chicken stock to cover the meat. Cover with the lid, place in an oven at 355 Fahrenheit, that's 180 Celsius, for 3 to 3.5 hours. While those shanks are cooking, it's time to prep the mashed potato. Peel 4 large potatoes, then cut them into eighths. Add them to a pot with enough water to cover. I'm also steaming some carrots and broccolini to go with this dish. Around the 2-hour mark, your shanks should start looking something like this. Spoon out 2 cups of that amazing liquid. We're going to be using this to make our red wine jus. Place the shanks back into the oven without the lid for 1 last hour. Next, skim off some of the fat sitting on top of the liquid. You want to leave a small amount to help the jus thicken up. Pour the liquid through a strainer, removing any of the excess herbs or veg. Next, place the pot over a high heat and add half a cup of red wine. Bring it to the boil. Then turn it down to medium heat to reduce by half. While that's happening, place your potatoes on a high heat to boil. The jus should be reducing and thickening up. Once the potatoes are fork tender, they're ready to go. Drain the water from the pot and let them sit for a short time. This will help the outside of the potatoes to dry out a little. Once that jus has reduced by half, take it off the heat. Next, whisk in a couple knobs of butter. This will not only help with flavour, but help the jus to shine. Make sure you taste and season if needed. Look how nice and shiny that jus is looking. Pour into a serving dish. Let's finish off those mashed potatoes. Add half a cup of milk and 2 knobs of butter. All that's left to do now is to mash them up. Once they're silky smooth, add some chopped chives and mix together. By now, your lamb shanks should be ready to go. They are looking amazing. All that's left to do is to serve them up. Place the lamb shanks on a bed of mashed potato and then gently pour over the red wine dew. There you have it, lamb shanks with a red wine dew and mashed potatoes. A hearty, bold, delicious winter meal with tender meat and a rich red wine dew. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and if you have any recipe suggestions, leave them in the comments.